Sports. I am your host, as always, Preston Bailey. With me is Cam Vieira. We got our dukes up, and we're ready to go back for round two. We're going to hit Baker Mayfield right in the mouth. Okay? Now, here's what's interesting about Baker Mayfield. By the way, I tweeted out to Baker Mayfield today, and shocking, no response. It was crickets. I asked Baker. I gave Baker an opportunity. I said, Baker, are you a felon? Are you a franchise quarterback? Tweet back at me. And crickets. Here is the details. Now, you're probably thinking, Preston, why are you doing this now? Baker Mayfield just came off a decent game. Yes, he had an okay game, stat-wise, points-wise, but he lost. Right?
Correct. Okay. Absolutely. It was a great game. Yeah.
Here are the – it was a great game. Here are the stats, okay, because I got the stats. First of all, he was the number one overall pick, which we all know. So here are the last 3 years. There's 3 games to go, okay? This is the best season the Cleveland Browns have had in many, many years. So I tip my hat to him for that, but it's not about tipping hats. What it's about to is facts. Year 1, 63%, 37-25, 27 TDs, 14 interceptions. A very good rookie year for a Cleveland Browns team with a dead last 0-16 schedule.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
The next year, horrific. 59%, which is horrible. 3,827 yards, which is okay, but not great for a second-year guy. 22 touchdowns, which is not great. 21 interceptions, which is terrible. Which brings us to this year. 62%, which is okay, not great. 2,785 yards, which is extremely low. 23 touchdowns, which is good. 8 interceptions, which is very good. Now, but he's on pace. He's on pace for his least amount of passing yards of his career. Now, it's not all about passing yards, but the point is he's a game manager. He's not a franchise quarterback. He is a game manager. He's got a power running game. They're running the ball. They're dipping, dunking. They're chipping away. And that's what we're seeing. Cam, what are your thoughts on that? You've always loved Baker. You've always defended him. I've always hated Baker. And you've always told me, Preston, you don't be so hard on Baker. So let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I'm going to say this once and for all. I don't like Baker Mayfield.
Whoa! Whoa, can you say that? Wait a minute. You've defended him for – let's hear it.
Well, my whole thing with Baker Mayfield and you was after the second year of his career, after he set the rookie record for touchdown passes, you were like, he's done. He sucks. He's done. He's a bust. Get rid of him, Cleveland. Trade him right now. Like let's find a middle ground. Maybe he's not.
There is no middle ground. There's no middle ground with Baker. Let me tell you why there's no middle ground. What you're saying is true in theory. In theory, if you're buttoned up, and all the executives are all, hey, guys, we just wasted the first overall pick on this guy that's a turnover machine, and he likes to meet girls in the Denny's parking lot and Waffle House parking lot when he's clearly married with his wife, and they're in 25 commercials together. Should we cut him? No, we've got to hold on to him, Jim. Okay, fine. We'll hold on to him to another year. And that's what they've done. What I said originally, he was way too similar to Johnny Manziel. Obviously, he's not as bad as Johnny Manziel, but what I told you before that draft, first of all, nobody in their right mind thought he was going to be taken number 1 overall. Nobody. When you told me, I did not believe it. I said to you, and I stand by it to this day,
you wouldn't have handed the card in.
If I was in that scouting room and the GM hands me the card and says, all right, Preston, you're one of our top scouts. Here you go. Hand in the card, and I'm going to read the card. I'm like, Baker, what the Baker Mayfield? You out of your mind? And I would have ripped that card right up.
Like Stephen Jones did to Jerry with Manziel.
I would have ripped that card right up, and they would have had to drag me to the podium to hand in that card. I would not have handed in that card because at the end of the day, and this is why the link that you clicked on shows Baker getting arrested. Cowherd talks about this all the time. How you act off the field affects how you act on the field.
The appearance of your quarterback, yes.
If you are buttoned up like Tom Brady, Tom Brady's got a great family. He's got a great life. He's got the TB12 and the herbal this and healthy. He's healthy off the field. He's healthy on the field. He has a balance. Baker Mayfield, I'm sure if we hung out with Baker Mayfield, we'd have the greatest time, okay? We'd be ordering sushi and steak and lobster and wine and caviar.
Chugging beers and
all kinds of – it'd be a great time. But come 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon, he's not going to be dialed in. He's not going to be ready to play.
Hey, and you mentioned Colin Cowherd. You know, when he got on Carson Wentz and the quarterbacks like this, really for sitting in their press conference like this with their hat on backwards, you said, I'm sorry, if you're a quarterback and you look like this, it reflects poorly on you. And Baker Mayfield does the same stuff.
Let's do that again. Cam, I like it. Let's see. Can we see that again? Let's see that again. Yeah, I'm not drafting you, Cam. I'm sorry. Cam, I like you. I'm not taking you number one. If you came in the scout room like that and you looked in the table like that in the interview like that, I'd say no. I'd say get him out.
I don't need to hear anymore.
I don't need to hear it. And they're gonna say Preston, but he threw 35 touchdowns and get him out of the room. Get him out of the room. But he broke the record. Get him out. Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
And you said it 3 times. Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, they're studying film till 9 o'clock. They're in bed by 10, sleeping 8 hours, chugging these shakes, calling their teammates, working out together. Baker Mayfield's going off to the Waffle House, making progressive commercials and all this stuff.
Yeah, the whole thing. The other thing, I don't even want to get into, he got arrested. Baker Mayfield is the only quarterback, ever, to have a drunken arrest video before he got drafted, and that's the number 1 pick. And yes, there's similarities to Johnny Manziel. There's also similarities to Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston was also the number 1 overall pick. I did not, as a Bucs fan, I did not want him because he was not buttoned up. There was too many allegations. There was too many stories. Okay, you want your quarterback to be a square. You want your quarterback.
It's a management position.
It's a management position. You're right. You look. Your sales guy in your company, he can be Baker Mayfield. Your top sales guy that brings in millions of dollars a year, he can be Baker Mayfield. He can be all out in the party.
Your tight end can be win or lose, we booze.
Your tight end can be Gronk. I don't want. Okay, when we're talking about quarterbacks, Russell Wilson's buttoned up. Patrick Mahomes is buttoned up. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew, these are all guys that are buttoned up, that are, even Lamar Jackson is buttoned up because he's not as well studied and well read as Tom Brady and Drew Brees.
But he's professional.
He's professional. He's still a good leader, and he does it in his own way. And he came back out. He was having. I know a lot of people made such a big deal about going to the bathroom. Guys, that's just gross. I don't know why. I saw so many stories. People just had these weird.
The way he was jogging back to the locker room, he was doing the potty dance.
Okay, he was having the potty dance. Okay, whatever that means. But the point is the potty dance, as you call it. But the point is this: with Lamar Jackson's a leader, I'd go to war with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's a different kind of a quarterback.
Look at the way his team rallied around him last year.
His team loves him. Lamar Jackson's team loves him. Baker Mayfield's team puts up with him. There's a difference because Cleveland's got a lot of talent. They know they've got an okay to solid defense. They got a couple guys. They know they have a power running game. They got a solid offense. They've got a solid core team. They know they can get to the playoffs and do well. So they put up with Baker. Baker's not a leader. When you've got progressive commercials and this commercial and this and this and the other and the Waffle House and this waitress and that waitress, just stop it with the shenanigans. Is it too much to ask for to be the franchise quarterback and stop being a felon? Stop trying to be a celebrity.
Stop trying to be the franchise felon.
I remember the franchise felon. I remember the Hard Knocks. He brought this big, huge Winnebago RV to training camp. Now, I thought it was kind of interesting, kind of cool. But at the end of the day, it's all show with Baker. It's all a show. Okay, it's all
like him staring down Hugh Jackson on the sideline.
Staring down Hugh Jackson. It's just putting the thing in the thing and grabbing his
stomping the flag. Right.
You're a pro, dude. You're in the pros now. He's still acting like a frat bro. You're a professional. You're the face of the franchise. And unfortunately,
he got stripped of captaincy at Oklahoma by Lincoln Riley.
That's right. You're right. He did.
Because the other team wouldn't shake his hand at the coin toss. Remember that?
I do remember that. Yep.
And then he had a great game, and he proceeded to grab his crotch.
Right.
It's ridiculous. He's unprofessional. He's got the ability. He's just doesn't have it up here. And when it comes to the quarterback position, it's more important to have it up here than it is with your arm.
You're exactly right. Absolutely. So like and subscribe to this channel. We appreciate the love. Make sure you subscribe. I don't know why people have such a hard time, but like it, subscribe it.
Hit the button.
Hit the button. The thing is, last thing I'll say with Baker, and then we'll wrap this up here. I just look at it like this. If Lamar Jackson was on this Browns team, they would be better.
I agree.
If Josh Allen was on this Browns team, they would be better.
Correct.
Both of those guys were drafted all in the same draft in the same round.
After
correct?
Him.
after him. Obviously, he's number one. So everybody was drafted after him. But yes, Josh Allen is a guy that I love. Josh Allen was a guy that I was going to say a little bit more in this last video. I was uncertain about Josh Allen because
he was raw. Yeah.
He was raw as raw. He was as raw as sushi. He had the 6'5", 240
Big
pounds.
arm.
He was big and strong. He had all the measurables of a more athletic Big Ben. When I see him, I see a more athletic, more mobile, more dynamic Big Ben. That's what I see in him, okay? I absolutely see that in him. But in college, he played in Ridley College, some no-name college. Then he went to Wyoming, not exactly a powerhouse, wasn't highly accurate. So you just didn't know how he would translate because he didn't go to Oklahoma. He didn't go to LSU. He didn't go to a powerhouse school, but he's proved all the haters wrong. Josh Allen has gotten better and better and better. Even since last year. I remember last year I watched the whole game he played the Patriots. He did not look good at all.
No, that first game, absolutely not. He was bad.
That first game he was bad.
They were better with Matt Barkley, yeah.
Slow down. But by the end of the year, they played great at the end against New England the second time. They almost beat him the second time, and then he played well in the playoffs. He was high and low and all over the place, but at the end of the day, he played well. So I like Josh Allen. I don't like Baker Mayfield. The point is this. He's just a guy. Baker Mayfield is just
He's not a guy you use the first overall pick on.
Okay? If you draft in the first overall pick, you want a Josh Allen. You want a Baker Mayfield. Or excuse me, I almost slipped up there. You want a Lamar Jackson. you don't want a Baker Mayfield. You want an Aaron Rodgers. You want a guy. You want a guy, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. You want those kind of guys. You want game-changing guys. Don't even try to tell me he's going to get $35, $40 million in a year or two. I don't even want to have that conversation.
Next tier down, I think.
He's about 9 tiers down. I would rather, honestly, there's nothing special about Baker. Yes, he's having an okay year.
Would they have the same record with Case Keenum?
Yes. There's not he doesn't get to play, he only gets to play Cincinnati twice a year. I'm talking about Baker. Okay, Baker looks great against Cincinnati.
Against the worst team in the league.
He looks great against a beat-up Baltimore Ravens team late in the season when Lamar Jackson has to take a halftime break.
Like COVID,
right, exactly. And a lot going on. So, like and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit me up at Smash TV Radio. But just remember, Baker Mayfield is way more Felon than he is franchise quarterback. See ya.
See ya.